Today, I'm 100%ing Dave the Diver, a game which released 3 years ago now. This game is reviewed so highly, so I had to try it out. A majority of this game's achievements are very easy, but it also has some grindy ass ones too. The game starts off though with Dave lounging about until he gets a call from Cobra about sushi. And this fat ass Dave heard food and he jumped on it immediately, bro, straight into the plane. Turns out though, that's not all what he thought it was. Dave himself has to go and source the fish out for the sushi. The game gets us right into the tutorial, where we learn about our main weapon to catch fish, the harpoon. Cobra tells us about a chef which we need to meet. His name is Bancho, and this guy has got nothing but aura, man. The more the game goes on, you guys will see what I'm talking about. However, this meetup doesn't last for long as an earthquake destroys the sushi bar. This is like the point in the game where we get to take free roam over what we do and we get to take our first dive. Catching a fish is pretty easy work. The only limiters that we actually have down here is our oxygen, which will deplete over time and when we take damage, and then also our weight, which will slow us down if we cross the limit. Once I hit that limit, I made my way back to the boat. The second portion of the game is the sushi bar, which we need to select the menu for. And then also, because we broke and got no employees, I also have to serve everyone myself. We took a humble 119 gold. Hey, I'll take it. On my first dive on the next day, I got my first achievement of the game for killing 20 fish with melee weapons. After that dive, we meet this fat Guna Chud. Well, we don't really meet him because he's sat at home probably like e-dating on Valorant. But what he does allow us to do is craft weapons in this game, which grants us another achievement. The game then also introduces us to Dr. Bacon, who tells us about an ancient sea civilization. This serves us throughout the game as the main story, and it's alright, it's nothing too crazy. He also shows us how to upgrade our gear, which serves as the primary meta progression for this game, allowing us to catch bigger fish and make more money. We also get another achievement here for making our first upgrade. I pick up the Sea People artifact, and then one of the terrorists of the sea appears, the Kraken. Upon returning to safety, the sushi bar has also been repaired for us. Then this little ass shark right here, he thought he was tough. Does he not know that I'm in Fortnite now? So I hit him with a full box, 200 pump, got myself another achievement. And then to further my win on this shark, I enhanced his meat. Pause on that. And I got a second achievement from him. We can progress the sushi bar on its own, as when we get good ratings, we can increase our cookster level. This level gives us various upgrades, but the main thing it does is that it brings in more customers every night. Hitting bronze right here got me another achievement. Another quick one is just for researching 5 dishes. Dr. Bacon then tells us to enter this cave in search of the sea people. Once we enter, we find this huge mural confirming that these people did exist at one point. This guy's buff as hell too, bro. Look at the size of him. This is the kind of point in the game where I kind of realized what the gameplay loop was, and it was starting to get a bit stale for me. Excluding the story, you pretty much end up diving, running the exact same route to catch the same fish, to then sell the fish at the bar again, and then you repeat that. And look, I understand, this is the game I paid for, this is the game I'm playing, this is the game I 100%ed. I just feel like they should have done something a little bit more to keep each dive a bit more unique than it just being basically the same most of the time. To continue on though, we see these fish folk by the sea mural, and one of them gets grabbed by the Kraken. On our next dive, we see these dolphins getting harassed by these pirates. So Dave steps up and he does solo trios and packs the whole squad up. They shouldn't have played with that boy Dave, man, he is not right. This lands us another achievement for completing the dolphins request. After this, we get into a boss fight with the goat himself. Why are they calling him the giant squid? That's the Kraken, bro. The boss fight's pretty simple though. You basically have to avoid these tentacles coming out the ground, and then you just have to smack him in the eye 3 times. Rest in peace to Kraken, man. This is so sad. After his defeat though, Dave actually sees the sea people for the first time in the game. We unlock a new subsection here called the Blue Hole Depths. And let me tell you now, man, these enemies get tanky here, bro. Look at this anglerfish, bro. He's moving like a shark. Dave actually manages to find the sea people, one of which is asleep and the other panicking. But then we get the realization, these guys don't know English, bro. How trash are these guys? So Dr. Bacon tells us he's gonna whip up a translator. Considering how advanced our phones are in this game that they're upgrading our gear, why don't we have Google Translate? On my next dive, I managed to get an achievement for picking up 100 scrap items. And then sadly, I took my first death to whatever this guy is. This was heartbreaking, man. I got too greedy. On the upside though, I got rewarded with an achievement for this. We return this time with a translator and begin to chop it up with her. And she tells us her name is Swam. Are we being for real? Swam then tasks us with getting some medicine for her friend, so we get our goat Bancho to go cook it up for us. After returning and then giving the food to Ramo, she then has the audacity to tell us to carry her to her village on our back. Is she out of her mind? This was miserable, man. Look at how slow I'm moving. This is outrageous. And then who would have guessed there's something blocking our way? I'm complaining, right? But this is obviously how the game's gonna work. Something didn't get in your way, you have to go back up and then you have to come back down and solve it. This time round, we needed improved gloves. So I went and got them and then came back. We pull this iron stake thing out and the boulder's full. After killing this frilled shark right here, I also got the achievement for catching 300 fish. When I returned to try and enter the village with Swam and Ramo, the ground started shaking violently. And then she basically says she wants to use us as bait. You know, it's not like I saved their life or anything. Then we get stuck in this fight with this big ass wolf eel. You pretty much just need to hold on to these anchors on the ceiling, and then he reveals his weak point, which is on his ass, and you just shoot it 3 times. That boss was light work, man. Then we enter into the village, and it's glorious, man. Look at this. And then we get an achievement for our troubles too. The Sea People leader Tenzin then tasks us with gaining the trust of the villagers. We basically just have to do a bunch of little side quests. For example, like delivering these lunch boxes. Some extremely riveting gameplay. After returning to the surface, we actually unlock the farm, which has multiple achievements locked behind it. After gaining all the villagers' trust, Tenzin then tells us about a divine tree, which is a power source to them. Some quickfire achievements right here. I got Snipe 10 fish, achieved Platinum Cookster rank, open Mima's restaurant, and also open Gummo's seaweed farm. After this, Swam then takes us to a door which leads to the glacial passage. This is the only way to get to the divine tree. There is multiple murals here, which makes it easy to get the Take 10 Photos achievement. This area is full of puzzles though, with rotating platforms and then opening and closing doors. Throughout the game, I've been collecting cat food, as there is an achievement for feeding the cat Momo 20 times, and you can only feed the cat once an in-game day. After feeding the cat enough though, you get into this mini game, where you need to like stealth behind the cat without him seeing you and just follow him to the end. We even find out that Momo has a girl, and he's got a kid. This gets us an achievement for finding a secret. After completing some more unique puzzles in the glacial passage with these light beams, we get into a boss fight with the giant goon. Man, what a name. This is not a fight though, it's just a runaway sequence. And it ends with Dave dropping some boulders on this guy. We get an achievement right here for enhancing 3 guns using the Chud. We then get introduced to this trash. This is basically Tamagotchi, if you know what that is, or it's that Poe game that's on your phone. You basically just have to take care of this creature enough that they grow up, and the worst part is you have to do this 5 times the achievement. I swear they just added this achievement for no reason, it doesn't even make any sense. Back to the actual game though, we get this stealth mission that plays exactly like Bob the Robber. Niche reference, I know. But I actually think this achievement right here is missable. I got it completely on accident too. You get it for eating these rations right here, but I'm pretty sure that you can't come back to this part of the game, so I definitely think it's missable. I traveled back to the Sea People's village after this and got back-to-back achievements, one for opening up Dua's workshop and the other for entering the glacial area for the first time. The glacial area has a step up in the fish difficulty, for example like this big ass whale shark thing or whatever it is. This thing was crazy tanky. The main objective in this area is turning on these lights at the bottom of the pit. This will allow us to get through to where the tree actually is. We have to defeat various bosses to get them all, but it's actually pretty easy. Turns out though that the door's stuck, and this Chronosaurus right here jumps out and tries to kill us. Look, I've played Ark Survival Evolved before, I know how to put the work on this guy. This is the home stretch of the story now. We enter into the divine tree now, but there's goo and it's gone all evil now. Turns out it's all because of this creature right here, this Yowie guy. He's a pretty simple boss, he's a bullet hell styled one. After that it turns into a chase sequence where we need to dodge his big lasers. He gets stuck in the wall, and then with the help of the Sea People right here, we manage to fire this huge beam at him to take him out. And that's the end of the game. We see everyone that we met throughout the game all sat around the bar, and then Dave the fat ass gets to sleep. The credits actually have a secret achievement right here for destroying all the dev names. I didn't do it on this run, but I forgot to record my final play session on this game where I did it amongst some others, so let's just say I got it here. There's a second achievement too, just for watching the credits. Going back in for the cleanup post story, I beat this great white shark boss, and my ad, it was really easy for some reason. It literally took like 4 shots on the sniper, but this got me an achievement for killing every boss in the game. I then researched 30 dishes total, obtained every weapon schematic in the game, and then also managed to find Mjolnir. Yes, I'm talking about Thor's hammer. There's an achievement for killing a fish with it. I sold 200 items to Dua at his workshop, and then took a picture of every mural in the game for another achievement. Believe it or not, I also bought my first cosmetic this late into the game. I don't like customizing anything. We also formed the restaurant branch right here, which helps with income overall. I max upgraded the farm right here too, so this means installing sprinklers in the farm, and then also expanding the vegetable farm and the rice field to the max. I also finally managed to feed the cat 20 times now, and then also got diamond cookster rating. Here's where the footage got chopped and I lost most of it. I did my absolute best to kind of give you guys the kind of proof of what I did. I got the achievement for raising 5 gals total, upgraded El Nino for getting any staff member to level 20, and then I captured my 5th Fishmon, which is just really easy mini boss fish. Shout out to Gosu Noob for the footage. It's just an electric eel, so it was nothing too difficult, and that popped my final achievement of the game. Overall, it was a pretty easy 100% with some tedious achievements sprinkled in. Finding the cat food wasn't too bad for me, but I have seen some complaints about it. Overall, the gameplay loop does get stale quite quick, but you can't really complain, it's the cool game. Thanks so much for watching, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.